Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, then hello. My name is Kelsey Hutchings and I'm owner of Elsky Beauty. Now today I'm going to be reviewing and talking you guys through the Refy Beauty Brow Collection, which I've got in a shade light as I am a redhead. I've been using these products for the last couple of months, so I'm going to give you a bit of the lowdown of how I've been getting on with them and how I use them. So if you'd like to find out all about that, carry on watching. Now before we get into that, you may have noticed that I'm wearing an England football shirt. Today is the day of the Euro final against Italy. Now, I'm not sure when I'll have a chance to get this video up, but likelihood is we will already know the result by the time that it's up. So if we won, well done boys, proud of you, can't believe it, making history. Well, technically you already have, because I was just proud of us for getting to the final. That is such an achievement in itself. I'm super nervous to watch it, but I was going to say it's going to be fun. It's not, is it? It's going to be really stressful. Either way, I'm really proud of the guys for getting this far. Be absolutely incredible if we win. It's coming home. But if we don't, it's still an achievement, isn't it, really? Let's just hope it doesn't go to penalties, because I genuinely don't think I'll be able to cope. Anyway, let's talk brows. Okay, so we have got the pencil, the brow sculpt, and the brow pomade. Now I got the collection in light and it was £40. I can't remember off the top of my head how much things are separately, but as the collection they are £40. I did debate for quite a while about what colour to get. I know Jess herself wears medium, but I feel like that would be a bit too dark for me, and I do tend to wear blonde brow products anyway. I tend to tint them a light brown and then use light blonde kind of shades on them, you know what I mean? So yeah. Don't you think makeup looks a bit wild when you've just not done your brows? I feel like, yeah, it just looks a bit mental, doesn't it? Anyway, brow makeup is what we're here to do. So I've actually been using these products on and off since May, because I know these products are like super popular, but I wanted to really trial them out, see what I like and didn't like about them, what my favourite was out of the trio, so I could really give you guys a good talk about it. Because these products are just so popular, and I feel like £40 for 3 is a little bit on the pricey side, but then it depends how much you love them. So just wanted to give you guys the lowdown basically, so if you're debating it for a while like I was, then you know what to do. Now you might not think it, but brow type is a thing, so you can still get different brow hair types, which I talk to you a lot about if you're one of my clients. But most people have what we call normal brow hair, which means, you know, it can be manipulated quite easy, you can brush it up quite easily and it stays in place. That is what we call normal brow hair, and my god, is that easier to have and to work on. But me being me, I have of course wiry brow hair, which is why I laminated my eyebrows yesterday. Now I know you're probably watching this video thinking, why have you laminated your eyebrows when you're just about to review the Refy brow collection? Because that's the kind of look it's supposed to give you. But it's because of my wiry brow hair that I did, because I wanted you guys to see how you can use these products, and when my brows are laminated they are a lot more like the normal brow hair type. I hope that all makes sense, because I'm going to talk to you about what it was like when my brows weren't laminated too. That way I can give you a review from both perspectives, you get me? So I'm just gonna jump straight in and shut up and use the products basically. I just wanted to show you guys quickly. I'm sure you've already seen, but the packaging is really cool. Jess Hunt definitely knows her thing. I mean, let's face it, she is an Instagram queen, so that is the packaging, which I can now recycle. Now it always pains me a little bit that she uses the brow sculpt first, only because I always use brow gel last, so that was a bit of something to get used to. But we are going to use it the way you are supposed to, okay? Obviously you can then work at what works for you, but for the sake of the video and the review, let's just do this. So the brow sculpt is actually quite cool, because you open one lid and you've then got the brush and the comb for your eyebrows. Hurry up and focus camera, which is rather cool. And then you open it up the other end, well you unscrew it actually, a bit like a, well, unscrewy thing. And then you've got the brow sculpt product itself. So I feel like that's quite cool, and when I first got it I was a bit like, hold up, I've been missed about here because I haven't got the brush, but it was hiding in the little lid. So yeah, don't let that mess you about. Right. Da, da, da. So I'm just going to get the brow gel. I will zoom you in. Let's do it. You know, right, I'm just going to quickly say this. I've seen so many videos and pictures of people using this, as I'm sure we all have, because it's been all over Instagram ever since it came out. And those girls, they're like, just wearing brow sculpt today. And their brows are like amazing and full and thick and lush. I'm just like, because this is what my eyebrows look like after they've been laminated with absolutely nothing on. So I've got like a little gap here, a little gap here, not so full here, gap at the front here, and not so full here, which is completely normal, I know that. And this is why we should all leave our brows alone in our teenage years, gals, you know? So I wish I was one of them girls that could just tint my brows, use a bit of brow sculpt, and we're good. But I'm not. So here we are with the pencil and pomade. So I'm just gonna use this to brush up my eyebrows. And my God, is this so much nicer and easier to use on my laminated hair, which is more like normal brow hair, remember. Some people say that it leaves a bit of a white sort of overcast, but I feel like if you sort of give it a good brush through, then it's not actually too bad. If you do have wiry brow hair and you don't want to get them laminated or whatever, then I have seen quite a few tips and I have tried it out as well. That again, like I said, if you've got stubborn brow hair, then to brush through the brow sculpt like I am now, but then leave it a couple of minutes to sort of set before you then do the brush through, because it just leaves it to set a bit more, so it makes the hairs a bit easier to work with. So I've just popped the brow sculpt through my brows. La la la. I find that when they are, I don't know if I really need to, I suppose I do need to separate them a bit actually, don't I? So I'm a bit Angry Bird vibes right now. But sometimes, I don't know if I'm just being dim, but sometimes I do wonder why the comb is curved, because I'm like, you're not touching my skin. Maybe I'm just being a bit blonde. But I tend to use the brush end anyway, again, because of my brow hair. But just give them a bit of a brush through. But as you can see, it separated them quite well. It's obviously given me that brushed up brow look, which always looks a bit better when you brush it to the side rather than like straight up. Yeah, but it doesn't feel you know, like crusty or sticky or anything like that, which is nice. So I usually then just spend a couple of minutes just putting the brow hairs where I want them. I mean, they're still flexible once they've set, but obviously it's just a bit easier to initially get them in place. My brow hairs are so long, it's actually mental. Look. Okay, and then I can't actually remember if it's the pencil she uses next or the pomade. But then I think you just need to find what works for you. I think I'm going to use the pencil and just put myself a bit of a baseline in, because it's just killing me at the moment, not having any shape. So I'm going to use the pencil. As we say, this is collection light, so it is the light pencil. Sometimes I quite like the brush on the end of this, so sometimes I use that too, just to give them a bit of a brush through. So the pencil, like I said, brow sculpt, do like it, works a lot better when I've got my brows laminated, meaning that I think if you've got normal brow hair, then I can see the hype about this. I think it is really nice, non-sticky, holds the brows in place well. If you've got coarse brow hair, leave it a couple of minutes to set and then brush it through. When it comes to the end of the day, I do find that when my brows are laminated, normal hair, just to keep reminding you guys, then it's held them up pretty well. I think if we've got a bit sweaty or a bit sticky through the day, if it's hot, then it tends to sort of drop a little bit, but nothing massive. If you've got coarse brow hair, I would say there's probably better brow gels out there for you, but I do think overall I would recommend it, and I love the packaging and I love the brush that comes in the end of it as well. So pencil is what we would just call a micro pencil. It's just a super skinny brow pencil, and all I'm going to do with this is just give myself a base to the brow which I always find super satisfying. Looks so much better already, just giving it a bit of a base, and yes, I am going to blend it in, don't you panic. Do that on both sides. I feel like the brow hairs are pretty much set now, to be honest. Like I said, you can still manipulate them, they're not like super glued, but I feel like they've sort of near enough got their shape. La 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 la. Now, this is just me. Because I've got a bit of a gap at the front of this eyebrow, I tend to like to use the pencil rather than the pomade, just to give that a bit of a background colour. But like Jess does, and a lot of like a lot of the influencers do, I'm just gonna use like the, oh my god, the excitement of the football is getting too much. Lightly use this just to give myself a bit more shape. This is also dependent on your eyebrows as well, guys. Like I always say to my clients, this is also personal preference. You know, how dark you want them, you know, how filled in you want them to be, if they need to be at all. You know, it's all just completely personal preference. There is no particular right or wrong. So again, you can just see that my eyebrow here is a little bit all over the place hair wise, so I'm just going to use the pencil to sort of even me out a little bit, because I like to use the pomade to sort of give me a bit of depth. We'll get into that in a minute. And just to make sure we're nice and blended, I tend to use the spoolie end just to sort of go slightly underneath the baseline and brush it up, just to make sure that we're nice and blended. But to be honest, I brush through the brows quite a lot when I'm doing my eyebrows. This is a sleeper. Oh my god. Haven't even cracked open a cider yet, look. I tend to just really gently brush through anyway, just to keep it nice and blended. This is a super slowed down and detailed version of brows and these products, by the way, as I'm sure I've already gauged. That's what I was trying to say. So yeah, like to use the pencil to give myself a bit of shape and fill in sort of the more gappy areas of my eyebrows. La la la. So that is what brows look like after the gel and the pencil. Don't really know why I keep saying pencil like that, but here we are. I also appreciate that this isn't everybody's eyebrow look. I mean, it's actually pathetic how much brow abuse Jess gets on Instagram. But if you like the fluffy, brushed up brow look, it ain't hurting anyone, so just do it. I personally love the laminated and brushed up brow look. I feel like that is what suits me more, and I feel like it just looks fab on everyone, really. I always say to my clients, it's a bit like a lash lift for your brows, you know. It's a win-win, because it is enhancing your own brows, it's all your own brow hair, so you know it's going to suit you. So to me, it's a bit of a win-win. Okay, I tend to put the lid back on the pencil end and then just use the spoolie end open just for the pomade bit. So, final review on this is that I do like the pencil, I do quite like the colour. For me, it is still a weeny bit dark for light. One of my favourite brow pencils is the brow pencil from HD Brows in blonde, but one of my top mega favourite is the L'Oreal Skinny Definer Brow Artist in blonde, and I found like it's just a little bit lighter compared to the Refy one, but don't get me wrong, I still like this colour. It doesn't look too dark for me, it's just sort of for the darkest I would probably go, if that makes sense. So yeah, what am I getting that in for? Honestly guys, this football malarkey is just too much. It is just too much. Maybe I shouldn't have done a YouTube video on the Euros final day. I swear I brush my brows more than I brush my actual hair. Let's not talk about that. So, brow pomade. Now, this kind of brow product is quite new to me. I'm not really a brow pomade gal. I tend to just go in with a mega brow gel and pencil, similar to what you just saw me do. But I would say that this is actually my favourite product out of the three, because I think because I am fair and I don't want to use like half a brow pencil every day, using the pomade definitely gives my brows sort of a bit more of a background colour, and I don't know, I feel like it just gives them a bit of depth. It just gives them a bit of body, you know, burble. So yeah, I do like all the products, to be honest, but I feel like the brow pomade is something that I would definitely look at purchasing definitely look at buying again separately. My God. Right, so you've probably just seen me peel that apart, but you just take the lid off that bit, and then the pomade is actually unscrewed at the bottom like that. So you can then just dip that in. It is just a fine angled brush that is in there. So what I then tend to do is just brush this through the areas that are still a little bit sparse looking. I mean, you don't want to end up with that block brow look. This isn't what these kind of products are for, but I'm pressing super lightly. Don't have that much pomade on the brush, and it just gives my brows a bit more body without making it too harsh and defined looking still. Hopefully that comes across on camera. But I'm just lightly dipping that in again, and then I'm just going to give this brow a little bit more body at the front. Pressing super lightly. I'll probably need to blend things in a little bit again. And then I tend to need to give this brow a little bit more body around the arch area. But we all have a favourite brow, don't we? Nobody's brows are even, nobody's eyebrows are symmetrical. We've just got to work with what we got, you know. Sometimes once I've then done everything, I get ever so slight like overcast around my eyebrows, or like a bit of like clumping of whatever product. So sometimes I just go around with a small buffer brush and just make sure that we're all good. So the full and fluffy brows have arrived. Now, because I've been using these products on and off since May, I feel like I've just had a lot to talk about, you know? It's been a bit exciting, especially as within the salon, brows are one of the most popular things that I do, and I love doing them. So, yeah. Right, so I kind of already went through things, didn't I? But yes, little roundup for you. Yes, I do like this. I feel like if you've got normal brow hair, this will look fab, work fab, and I can understand why it is so popular. I do think that if you've got coarse, wiry brow hair like me and you don't want them laminated or can't for whatever reason, then I do feel like there's other brow gels out there that will work better as a whole. My favourite brow gel in the whole world is the HD Brows Brow Glue. This works brilliantly on my brows. It holds them in place when they are laminated, but also when they're coming to the end of their lamination phase. It still keeps them in place pretty well too, whereas the Brow Sculpt doesn't always. So there we go on that. Do like the brow pencil. Feel like it's still a little bit on the dark side for the light, but that's just me. I could maybe just try not pressing as hard. But yeah, do like the pencil. I just don't think it's sort of anything special compared to any other micro brow pencils, to be honest, but still like it. It's part of the collection, it's part of the steps, so there we go. But I do think that my favourite product is the Refy brow pomade. It's not something that I'd have thought about using before, but I think it does help that it comes with that like little brush. You do have to be careful not to be too heavy-handed with it, but it is still really easy to blend. And I feel like, especially if you're fair like me or got sort of gappy or sparse eyebrows, it's a really simple and effective way to give them a bit more body. Now, I realised that these brows aren't for everybody, but I'm guessing if you're watching this video then you quite like the brushed up brow look anyway. But especially because my brow hairs are quite long, I mean, it doesn't look too bad now, but I feel like when I'm doing sort of more of my natural makeup, and by that I mean like no eyeliner, no eyeshadow, that's when I tend to use the brow pomade a bit more if I feel like it. Usually I just use brow gel and pencil. I feel like where eyebrows have become such a spectacle in the beauty world the last couple of years, I sort of like to make a little bit more of them when I am going for a slightly more natural look, or you know, if it's like a weekend or I'm just going food shopping or something and I want to wear a bit of something, I can't go out and not do my eyebrows. So yeah, basically the summary of that is that I tend to make a bit more of them or use the products a bit more when I've not got quite as much makeup on, because sometimes I feel like if I've got eyeliner on or quite a lot of eyeshadow, I've just got bronzer on my eyes today, sometimes it can look a bit scary, but that's just me. I feel like this sort of more dramatic brow look just tends to look a bit better on me when I haven't got as much or the bit more natural looking. Burble, 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 burble. So do I recommend them? Yes, I feel like you just have to make the products work a bit harder if you have got coarse, wiry brow hair. I know that Jess often says that, you know, these products are the answer, you know, to not having brow lamination if you like that look. To me, if you've got wiry, coarse brow hair, or, you know, just brow hairs that are a bit hard to tame or they're really long, then I personally do feel like it's much easier to have them laminated. But all hair is different, all brows are different, so it's kind of just up to you. Just thought I'd zoom in just so you can see a bit more of the finished look. Hopefully it all comes out all right on camera. I hope you have enjoyed this video, guys. I know it's been a bit of a funny one, but I just had quite a lot to say about these products since I've been using them for the last couple of months, and I wanted to give you guys a true reflection on sort of how to use them and how I think they'd be good for normal brow hair and coarse brow hair. So hope I have covered everything for you. If you have any questions about them, please pop them below, or if you've tried her new summer skin collection, or you tried these and you've found different methods of using them, or you've got a favourite product out of the three, let me know. Have a little chat. Thanks for watching, guys. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.